A big move for the British pound today, going as high as 141.58. That's as high as it's been since February. And if you go back in the Wayback Machine, all the way back to 2016, June of 2016, you'll note that that's the announcement of the referendum and the exiting of the EU. We traded as high as 150. It has never gotten back that high. It's made a few attempts north of 140, like it did today, but has yet to really make any effort, any sustained trade up even close to 150. So clearly this is a big move. Yes, the economic fundamentals are strong. Yes, the central bank's turning a little more hawkish. And yes, the dollar is lower. All those things are very pro-pound. However, today it was the Scottish National Party that failed to get a majority of their seats, which would allow them to then have a new referendum to exit the UK. So right now, referendums were not a very positive thing on the pound. Certainly, we have yet to see what the after effects of what it will do overall on the macro scale. But certainly, since the referendum with the EU, things did not go well. A lot of back and forth. We saw the pound depreciate heavily. We've seen it come back very strong, and then we've seen it kind of trade a range. But certainly, today's move north of 140 is a breakout, and certainly the first time we've seen it this high, going back only to February. But again, nearing that 150 level that we have not seen since June of 2016. Now, what does that do to volatility? Volatility has been very steady in the pound. If you look at that C-Vol chart on cmegroup.com, you'll notice it's just been kind of a flat line. And we've seen up days, down days, we've seen steady days. The volatility index just continues to show a pretty steady chart. On this breakout, we did see a modest uptick. So breaking out of the range certainly caused volatility to see a bit of a bid here, as it wasn't really in the cards, wasn't expected. And that's typically when you see volatility bid, when things go against expectations. Lastly, what does this mean for positioning? Well, we've seen speculators exiting their longs. We saw the last report that came out last Tuesday ahead of this referendum vote over the weekend. We saw them getting out. So certainly part of this bid is likely to have been speculators racing to get back in, if they hadn't already, to take advantage of this big price swing higher. We'll get those figures on Friday to see exactly what happened with the positioning. But again, heading into this announcement, speculators were getting out, exiting their longs, something they've been doing for quite some time. So the pound, a big move higher, north of 140 for the first time since February. It'll be interesting to see the fallout, given the positive technicals we're seeing. Again, a strong economy, a hawkish central bank, and a weaker dollar all should have pushed the pound much higher sooner, but it took a referendum or a failure of a referendum to give the good news move north of 140.